What's good, people? It's your boy, Uncle Fred, back in the house one more again. These videos are starting to get too far and wide apart, but we're gonna try to do them a little more concentrated here. Go ahead and hit that like, comment, and subscribe. On the show tonight, we're gonna talk about obviously the Cowboys win over the Commanders. Went up to I think it's called Northwest Field now. Got the dub. Game was very interesting. Crazy game. Got a win there. And I got a question about that. Are y'all mad about that? Are you? Because I'm actually not. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all the little components of that game, what this game means going ahead. What side of the equation are you? Team tank, team win? We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about some of the things that happened subsequently. And then we look forward to the Thanksgiving Day game, and we got some indications of maybe who our next coach might be, and it's somebody you might have heard of already. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Hang with your boy. We'll be right back.
Two times on the beat, bitch.
Again, what's good, people? Uncle Fred here. I know it's late. It's about and my on my clock. It's about 2 in the morning. Everybody knows I work at night, so I get home about midnight. Take me a little bit of time to put a video together, and so a lot of you guys will see this tomorrow morning. First of all, man, happy Thanksgiving, which is there's really a day away now. And certainly I hope all of you got something to be thankful for. Thankful, if nothing more than you got your life. Certainly you should be, and I know all situations are different. Be thankful for your family. If you still got your mom and dad in the land of the living, that's certainly, I don't, but that's something to be thankful for. You got a roof over your head, food to eat, you got friends. Be thankful. And it's really a time to be thankful. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone in advance as we watch the video. So let's get into it. So the Cowboys had a very interesting week because they first of all, I didn't get a chance to come with you guys. They had the little win, the loss versus their in-state rival, the Texans. That's a game. The score don't indicate it, but they kind of had their chances to win that game, right? It kind of was up until what's the guy's name? McAllister, I think, that came off the left end and beat Tyler Guyton, of course, because of course he did, and got a strip sack fumble, and you know, uh, and of course now Guyton's trying to pick the ball up and got whacked by T. Lee, I think his name is, and then that caused him to get injured, and that actually made it a 2-touchdown game, and then they got a late touchdown to put it out of reach, make it 34-10, and of course now, subsequent after that game, sort of the things kind of, and this speaks to the culture or lack thereof of our team. You saw, of course, now Micah was on his podcast talking about, man, if it wasn't for the first couple of touchdowns we gave up, man, we held them down for about 2.5 quarters until them last, and so we really had a good. Micah, you kind of didn't, because Joe Mixon had like 120 yards on like 18, 19 carries, had a 45-yard touchdown run. They scored on the very first play of the game, like a 74-yard touchdown on the very first play of the game. And they got called back because they said that Larry Tunstall had his pinky toe over the 1 yard that you're supposed to go as an offensive lineman. So that didn't look good. That didn't age well. So, dude, the way teams have been beating us is how they beat us in that game. And then after that, and you heard about CD and Diggs at the club getting you know, shooting a music video, a video of some sort. I don't know what to have, but it just wasn't a good look. Now I know you get nobody's giving them grief about going off to let some steam off after you lost the game. I'm never gonna say that. I'm not so old school that I'm because I know people back in the day did that. You lose a game, whatever, they at the bar, yeah, hit me with another one and whatever. So I get it. But the Cowboys sort of have a culture of like, we getting our butts beat and we can laugh and yuck it up and stuff. And now I got issues with that, and we talked about that before. And so it's all leading up to the game we saw Sunday. And so game coming up Sunday, because when we lost the game to the Texans, it made us 3-7. So now we're definitely in what you would call like look forward to the draft mode, right? So we go up to I think I said they call that Northwest Field now to play the game against the Commanders. The Commanders are 7-4, haven't lost 2 in a row to the Steelers and to the um, Philadelphia Eagles, right? And what's interesting, Left, we had that going on, have lost the game to the in-state rival, all the stuff going on with that. Then we go to this game in which we were 10-point dogs going to I keep wanting to say RFK because it's always most of my adult life it's always been RFK. Then it was FedEx. Then it's whatever it is now. So we go into that game, and of course, if you watch the game, I'm just gonna hit a couple of high points with it, and I'm gonna pull up some of the stats on it too while I'm at it because I thought that was a good game. It was a wacky game. It definitely was a wacky game. Um, so and so it started off very slow. Cowboys had a chance to get on the board first, which we very seldom do, because usually we get scored upon first, or we go down, we'll kick a field goal, which is what was going to happen. We had a couple of nice passes, a couple of nice plays that went in there. I like the offensive play calling that we had in the game. And I know Vosh Lombardi was talking about, he was mad because it's like, man, they see a little more creativity with what was going on with how they was getting the plays for Cooper. And he's like, now you couldn't scheme up some of that stuff for Dak. You made Dak have to scuffle. There was a lot of misdirection. There was a lot of little, motion and stuff, little fake outside, coming up back inside runs, little fake outside, run back inside runs. A lot of that stuff, a lot of seam routes to Schoon and Brevin span forward. Both of those tight ends, because Jake Ferguson was out with a concussion, and I think he's going to be out also for the Thanksgiving Day game. I do believe. I think he's going to be out for that game as well. So, but anyhow, so we get down inside the red zone. Of course, we stall because we're like the worst team in the NFL in the red zone, right? And we get our field goal blocked. And of course, the Commanders come down and they got some nice runs, and Jaden Daniels, who for the most part was held in check. And they end up their drive stalled too. They had a couple of nice runs, one nice zone read. And I know Brian Robinson got hurt early in that game, and I think that was one of the reasons why they didn't run the ball as effectively as they might otherwise have done. And they had to settle for a field goal. And so it was like 3-0 till about like maybe a couple of minutes left in the half. It's a bunch of 4 or 5 plays and out. They was getting and I will have to say our defense played particularly well, I thought. All things considered. I'm gonna tell you something. I know those that watch my channel know every week we try, me and my cousin TK, we try to do a pick'em show. And we didn't get a chance to do one Saturday. I had it all set up and whatnot. And I'm gonna tell you, And we didn't get a chance to do it because, of course, life happens, and sometimes you don't get a chance to do those things. And I try to be, I'm usually available. Sometimes he's not because he's a young dad and he's got a lot of things going on. And sometimes he's just not available to do it. So but I do really look forward to doing the little pick'em show because it gives me a chance to sort of spread my wings a little bit and talk a little bit about other teams and stuff because I do know about other things. I love the sport of football, so I love football. Of course, I love the Cowboys more than any other team by a long shot, but I still have a love for the NFL and the football as a sport. I don't like it when we don't get a chance to do those because it's fun for me to be able to do that and we just chop it up. And we're really just having a football discussion right here for y'all to enjoy. So that's what it's like. But I was all set to pick the Cowboys in that game, even though nobody with a right mind was picking them because I had some inside information because I knew Bland was going to be back. Okay. I knew Marshawn Nealon was a chance he was going to be back. I knew Cooks had practiced. Okay. And so I felt like, of course, I know how good, Micah has been since he's been back. I know, he had 2 sacks in this game. He had like 1 sack against the Texans. And I think he had 2 sacks in a strip sack fumble against the Eagles. So he's since he's been back like 3 games, he's got 5 sacks. So he's like, shoot, don't count me out for not having double-digit sacks. He said, no, we got a long way to go. We got 7 games, 6, 7 games left. You think I can't get 4 sacks in 6 games? So I don't hold it. I don't think he can't do it. I think he can do it. All right. So I knew we had, and then Overshown is just playing out of his freaking mind, man. So I'm like, man, we got it. And then shoot, don't look now, but D Law's on his way back. He'll be back in a week. And I'm looking forward to any day now. They'll be opening his 21-day practice window, right? Because we still got about 6 games left to play, or 6 games left to play. So I was going to pick the Commanders, right? Because I felt like we was going to get after them defensively. I thought we was going to do some things defensively that we hadn't been able to do for several weeks because we just didn't have the dudes. And of course, because your owner chose to not invest in the team this year and chose to let players walk out the door, you didn't have any depth because you're going to get injured every year. It's just you didn't have any depth to be able to sustain you. That's why we lost 5 straight games. And look, man, I'm going to tell you something. I've been smiling. I've been happy because we got a win, not because I think that means we're going to the Super Bowl or we're going to the playoffs, but dude, it's just good to get a win. Had a discussion with a friend of mine who thought it was silly that Mike McCarthy was smiling. I'm like, dude, if you understood the HEW hockey sticks, this dude then caught these 6 weeks that we ain't had a win. We ain't had a win since like early October, right? If it's nothing more, it's like, dang, we finally got us one, even though we tried to get his mug back. And we'll talk about that. Right before the half, we get a now Aubrey actually missed a field goal too later in the half, which is why it was still 3-0. But with a couple minutes left to go in the half, they were able to kick a field goal. I can't remember the down and distance of that, but it made it 3-3, and that's what it was at halftime. So second half, of course, they come out, and of course the Commanders come in and they get a touchdown on their first or second drive. Might have been their second drive. It was Jaden Daniels went off the left end. I think it was like 17 yards, scooted in for a touchdown. They ran away from Micah on that one. And, of course, they mixed the extra point. Mr. Seifert, we'll be hearing from him again. All right. Missed the extra point. It's 9-3. And, of course, now we get we get some stuff going on our own here. We get our own drive going and get down in the red zone. And we were going to bring in Trey Lance, which I'm going to tell you about this, man. This is what I found silly. I found it silly that you bring Trey Lance in on a second down and first or second down and goal at like the 7 or 8 yard line or whatever it was, right? And so they bring him in, and of course they run some basic sprint right. And of course, the Commanders snuffed it out. Let me tell you why they snuffed it out. peep this. You ever wondered why we as a Cowboys defense have problems with teams just do the Shanahan tree stuff, the large amounts of motion and misdirection and the rub routes and the formation, the variable formations and stuff like that, and the ad snap, the pre snap, and the motions and stuff like that. You ever wonder why we have problems with those offenses? I'll tell you, it's just you're waffling on that. The reason why we have problems with that is because we don't do any of those things on our offense. So our defense practices. So if our offense is vanilla, runs just a very basic, runs a bunch of stick routes, run down 10 yards and turn around, as Vots likes to say. So when teams come up with some exotic scheme or something, we'll have problems with it because we don't see that stuff. We don't practice against that stuff. So what does that have to do with what I'm saying there? Well, what kind of quarterback does the Washington Commanders have? Probably second to Lamar Jackson. Probably at this point in his career, probably the most mobile, most dynamic, young quarterback in the game right now, in terms of moving the pocket and the plays and stuff that are available to them, because he's a very mobile quarterback. Okay, so the Commanders practice against a mobile quarterback just like Trey Lance, but better than Trey Lance, right? So you thought you could just run some bull crap play and they was just going, oh, you got us. No, we're the only ones that do that. Remember, I keep telling you about that Marcus Mariota play back in 21. I don't know why that sticks in my craw, because we don't do any of that stuff. They run the zone read, bring him in off the bench, and it fooled us because we don't, yeah. And of course, Trey Lance got stopped, loss of 2 or 3 yards, goes right back to the sideline. Then the next play, Cooper Rush rolls out left, hits Jalen Tobin in the end zone, touchdown, kick the extra point. We up 10-9, and we never look back. Okay, midway through the third quarter, never look back. And the Commanders get the ball a couple times later because we kept them in third, 3-and-outs, 3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-out. But in this one possession, we force a throw to their tight end, and here's comes Donovan Wilson, ripped the ball out, and we would have probably had a touchdown on that drive, but Tyler Guyton had a couple of mishaps here. I think he lined up in the backfield on one play, which I'll give him that one. He did that. To sort of get a head start on the pass rusher, you kind of line up. There's a tackle that played for the Kansas City Chiefs that did that, and it started to get the official start. Your helmet has to break the waistband, I think, of the guy of the center. I think that's how far you can be back. You can't be any further back than that. And I think he had his foot way back, right? And he got called. And then I think he got called on a bogus holding call when I think it really was a pancake. And I think he got a false start on another one. So every time he would have one of those penalties, it always would have negated a big play. I think CD had like a 20-something yard completion on reception on one of them, and it got called back on one of those three things. So every time he did that, he went out. Awesome Richards would come in, and Awesome Richards played well. I think Awesome Richards is hurt right now, though. I think he's going to be out a few weeks. So that sucks because he definitely was out playing Tyler Guyton. Okay, Tyler Guyton's kind of a penalty magnet now, and some of his penalties are not even good penalties. They're just penalties because he's got a reputation now for getting penalties, and so sometimes guys invent penalties to call on him. I know that sounds like I'm, belly aching, but he, other than that, he didn't allow really no pressures or anything like that. He had actually a good game outside of the calls. So drive stalls because of one of those penalties, and we had to kick a field goal, and it's 13-9. Okay. And then, of course, now we stop them again. All right. And we're driving again. And we get Dan Quinn in one of his I don't know what kind of coverage that was, but it kind of looked like the same kind of coverage we had in the Green Bay game when was it Tucker Kraft that was wide open with nobody on that side of the field but him. Well, Luke Schoonmaker got one of them on a 25-yard where nobody was back there. I don't know what Jeremy Chin was thinking. And I'm looking up, and that thing's 20-9, and I'm sitting there like we was coming home from church, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's right. We came in y'all's house, put our feet up on y'all's table, ate y'all's chips, went in y'all's refrigerator. Now we finna go home with a win because it's 20-9. Okay. And it's in the fourth quarter too, right? Fourth quarter. And that's 20-9 because it was like 10-9 up to about like 7 minutes to go. And we got that field goal and that touchdown in rapid succession because we got a drive and then you got got a fumble and a drive or whatever. So then here's when the things start getting good. So the Commanders go on a drive, and it seemed like, because it seemed like to me, man, we had either turned them over or they had um, gone 3-and-out on like 3 or 4 consecutive drives, right? But on this particular drive, they end up going. They end up going. I'm going to tell you here in just a second. Yeah, they end up going 9 plays and 69 yards, capped off with a touchdown pass to Zach Ertz. And then the 2-point conversions, of course, now Jaden Daniels goes off right tackle this time. And Micah had to contain. He and Wanye Thomas kind of got mixed up and whatnot, who's supposed to have to contain and who's supposed to be the free guy to make the tackle. And he just scoots right in there. So now it's 20-17. And then comes the play that I think really set this thing. It really now it wasn't the final thing, but it was the thing that really that got the thing how it's supposed to go. And I'm fixing to show you what I'm talking about. Hang on just a second. Hang on with your boy. Hang on with your boy. Do, 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 do. So, is it this one? Yeah. Ooh, dude, it's not one. No, it's not the one. Not the one. Not the one. Not the one. It's not the one. I got the wrong one, people. Bear with me, because your boy's still trying to learn using these outside apparati. Still trying to learn this stuff. All right. So yeah, let's go with this one here. Let's try this one. Nope, that's not it either. That's not it either. So let's go back to this. So, not sure. All right. Not sure why I can't find it here. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Bear with your boy, because I got them all in here. Got to be this one. Yeah, got to be that one. Yeah, no, that's not it either. No, that's not it either. Okay. Well, shoot, I can't find it, people. Cannot find it. Cannot find it. I had it all queued up. Had it all queued up, and I can't find it amongst my things. Can it be that one? Well, I thought I already did that one. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here it is right here. Cue it, Fox.
Here he comes. Devontae Turpin spinning three. Here he goes.
There he
Fastest
goes.
man in the NFL.
There he goes.
Devontae Turpin takes it all the way. Touchdown, Dallas. Dallas, oh, well, we got a kick return touchdown. That's a watch, so he fumbles it.
So, yeah, man, that was the play. All right. So, yeah, that was the play. 2017, I'm up there biting my nails, and then Devontae Turpin took it to the house. Fastest man in the NFL. I think maybe Tyreek Hill might like to have a word with him about that, a word with Greg Olson about that. That's the guy that was calling that game. He might have to word with that, but up until now, he's got the fastest recorded time, I think, in that touchdown last week against the Texans on that 64-yard slant. They clocked him at like 22.3 miles per hour. Fastest recorded time in about 10 years on any scoring play. So that's why he gets to hold that moniker. Fastest man in the NFL. We taking that. Go ahead, K Turp. You the boy. You the boy today. You the Miller Lite or whatever. I don't know. I'm not endorsing it. Player of the game, right? So that made it 27-17. And it was really the ball game because they got the ball back and they went 3 and out and we got the ball back and we took the play clock down to like maybe 40 seconds. We kick it off and they got 33 seconds. They got 85 yards to go. And of course the Cowboys gonna cowboy, right? Because they got the ball. I'm sorry, they got the ball and they kicked the field goal. Kicked the field and they gave it to us and we ran off some time and then we gave it back to them with 33 seconds left needing to go. And that's 27-20 now. And they only got it, they already used their timeouts. They're 85 yards away from the end zone. And of course, Cowboys gonna cowboy. They let Terry McLaurin not only catch like a 35-yard pass, but let him go to the house. And there's no excuse for why that happens. Should have happened. None whatsoever. Because if anybody tackles him, the game is probably over, right? Because they have no timeouts, right? But shoot, nobody touched him. If we'd been playing two-hand touch or flag football, he would have scored a touchdown because nobody touched him, right? Only the Cowboys on a play like that would score on would allow an 86-yard, 86-yard touchdown on something that's not a bomb or not a Hail Mary. Or I'm just going to run a random play and he's just going to zigzag down the field for an 86-yard touchdown. Only the Cowboys will do that. So, of course, now that would have tied it up. But my man Siebert missed the extra point. So on the ensuing onside kick attempt, my man Wanye Thomas scooped that thing up off the one hop. It was scooped in 38 yards for the touchdown. And and a lot of people were saying he should have just went down. So I said, no, man. Wanye Thomas has been like the most forgotten player on our team, probably the best safety in our safety room that don't get playing time. And people have been calling for him. So I wanted him to get some shine. So, yeah, go ahead and get your touchdown, Wanye. And that therein where we got the final score, 34-26. Tail of the tape, we did okay. We did we held them but they end up with about 400 yards of offense. But they only got 19 first downs. We had 19 first downs. We had 240 yards passing. They had 260. We sacked them 4 times. We only got sacked once. That's on the last time we had the ball when we were just trying to run the clock out. We ran the ball 28 times for 91 yards. Rico Dowdle had like 26 carries for like 85 yards. I think that's his highest rush total of the season. 19 for 86. And so we had, and I liked how we committed to the run. So if you're gonna ask me who's the player of the game, I'm gonna go with Cavante Turpin. An honorable mention, I gotta go with Cooper Rush. He did play within himself, didn't try to do too much, um, didn't try to overthink the thing. And I like that they had a game plan where he only threw the ball like what, uh, 32 times, 24 for 32, 247, 2 touchdowns, quarterback rating of 117. Not bad, not bad. We'll take that every day, man. Was sacked one time for 6 yards. Like I said, he was on sack, and then I thought the offensive line held up. What did not give up that pressure. All right, he got sacked when we was trying to run the clock out. He just run and he just went down. That's the only sack he had. We had that we sacked Jaden Daniels 4 times. Okay, Micah, got a sack, overshown, but I'm gonna tell you who really opened my eyes. Um, it's that Butler kid, man. It's that Butler kid. Uh, uh, yeah, it's is it yeah, just Josh Butler. That's the kid, because they kept trying to double move him and get him deep, and that dude was there knocking balls away, man. Because Trayvon Diggs didn't even make the trip because he went to the front office and said, "I don't want to play." Well, I don't know what that's about, man. Whatever. I know he's got a groin and a knee and stuff like that. Whatever. He didn't make the trip. So Josh Butler starts. I'm thinking I'm getting Diggs and Bland. We still ain't got no Diggs and Bland. All right. So those are my players of the game. Josh Butler ended up with 12 tackles, 12 tackles, 10 solo. Had a sack, had a pass defense. Uh, Eric Kendrick had a good game at 10 tackles, four solo. Micah Parsons obviously had 10 tackles, had 4 solo, had 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hits. When Micah's playing how he's playing, and welcome back, Deron Bland. Okay, Deron Bland, had 6 tackles, had a couple of pass breakups. We just want to get his feet wet and see what he can do. Right. All right. Now let's get to the story of the day. The 2 stories of the day. The 2 stories of the day are the Cowboys win, but are you mad? See, because I think of this thing differently than maybe some of y'all do, because I don't look the draft and the draft order is like, it's sort of like, I hate to say this like this, and I'm not trying to be political, and it's like getting food stamps, okay? Or getting federal assistance or getting state assistance or what have you, or something like that. It's a necessary evil. It's there if you need, and you need to have that. That's what that's for. And I don't know how my captions came off my page here. But anyhow, all my stuff came off, man. When I went to the thing, I guess I got to do it. I got to do it all back when I come back. Okay, all right. I did not know that. I didn't know you had to put everything back when you come back from your screen share. But anyhow, it's like you have you live, because it's like America. It's like one of the greatest countries in the world because it gives you a safety net. You can do, you can do so bad, and it's got, federal assistance that you could get that'll help you get through the bad times. If you get food, you can get your rent paid, you can get, help with your utilities, you can get help with different things, you can get, all kind of things. It's all kind, a lot of, and depending on your political affiliation, it could be one of the worst things about America, because other countries don't really have that kind of thing. But that thing is actually biblical, right? Many might not know, but back in the ancient Bible days, when the children of Israel had were establishing their nation, God told them to every 7th year when they were harvesting their crops to that one year don't or at the end of the end of your harvest, don't don't take all of the barley, don't take all the wheat, don't take all the corn, don't take all the grapes, don't take all the persimmons, don't take all the pears. Leave some for the poor people to come back and glean. Okay, so there's always been a mindset of different societies and cultures to take care of the poor. So in the NFL, we do that by the draft and the draft order. If you have a bad team, you can't draft well, you got bad players, you have a bad record, you get the first in the draft. All right. So that's kind of what that's about. Okay. So us having a bad record because we're 4-7 now, and people are like, we want to look forward to the draft. Oh, don't. We want to lose on purpose. We want to tank. Now, see, me, I look at tanking as like you make good money, but you want to get federal assistance. But Uncle Fred, we're 4-7. Yeah, I get that. All right. But tanking involves you doing less than what you're capable of doing in order to hoodwink or circumvent the system. Okay. There are actually bad teams out there that really don't have personnel. They really can't get out their own way. I'm thinking the Panthers. I'm thinking the Patriots. I'm thinking the Giants. And there's a few more. And right now, the Jets, even though they got Aaron Rodgers and a whole bunch of players, the organization can't get out of their own way. Right? I'm looking at teams like that. Okay? Organizations like that. They just don't have, right? That's what the draft is for. Okay? We're a $10.3 billion operation. All right? We chose to get in the welfare line. Because there was no reason for us to have gotten in there. We chose that. It was chose that way because our owner got in his feelings about the Green Bay laws and said, "Dadgummit, I must pull the plug." You know what? To me, I thought about that. That's like a guy that's a broker in a firm. Let's say he's a stockbroker in a firm making six figures, but he's not making the money that some other stockbrokers in his firm are making. They may be making 150,000. He only making 100,000, which is that puts you in the top 10% of population. But don't let that mess you up. And you would think he would like, oh, let me see what they're doing so I can put myself on the level of theirs and I can clock 150K. But no, you don't do that. You get in your feelings, you get pissed at your job, sell your house, and you live and eat out your car. You down there at the office down there trying to get subsidies. Okay? But you chose that. Okay? Or you can look at something like unemployment. Unemployment is for people who lose their jobs, not quit their jobs. Okay. And, that sort of thing. And if you lose your job, it had to be under like some things outside of your control. They downsized or they went out of business or something like that. Or it was, you couldn't, get fired for fraud or stealing from the company and get that. But if you just quit the job because like, I don't want this job no more, I'm going to quit and draw unemployment. No, it don't work like that. So the Cowboys really quit and now trying to draw unemployment. I ain't with it, man. I ain't with it. So I'm team win games. And plus to me, you're setting a bad culture when you're trying to tell teams don't try as hard as you normally would try. And really, I know I'm not stupid. I know organizations tank, players don't. Players always want to. Did you see how Michael was looking after that win? You should see how CD was looking after that win. You just see how them guys mobbed Cavante Turpin after that thing. Them guys want to win. Players don't want to lose. You know what it's like to lose every week, but we as that like to be entertained, we think they should just lose on purpose. That's okay. Nobody wants to go to work every day. You done lost for an entire month and a half. Nobody wants to live with that and whatnot. And plus, once you start losing on purpose, don't you start taking on bad habits, bad fundamentals, bad play styles, bad everything. And you think you can just flip a switch? Oh, we're ready to play good now. Like you told, if it's a basketball, because a lot of basketball teams tank, and I don't know why basketball teams do it, because they actually got a draft lottery. So you could actually have the worst record in the NBA, and you wouldn't even get the worst record. You get the 10th worst record. 10th, because they get balls, ping pong balls, right? You got a higher chance to get the top, but it's not a guarantee. In the NFL, you tank, get the worst record, you get the first pick unless you didn't gambled it away or something like the Carolina Panthers did. Whatever. But no, man, that's what that's about. You get a chance to do that, but then see you get back. So if you're a basketball player, oh yeah, miss shots on purpose. So we're not trying to win. Oh yeah, it don't matter. Turn the ball over, dribble it off your leg, throw the ball away, take bad shots. Ain't nobody under the basket, but take that 3-point shot. So when we get the team we want, get the draft. Okay, we want to play good now. And I'm gonna say this: I don't give a dadgum who we get in the draft because we're gonna draft anywhere from from like 8 to like 13, somewhere in there, if we get there. So I'm not fixing to let that evil into our locker room because we got enough demons in our locker room already. Did I tell you about that last play, that scary Terry McLaurin play? That lets you know we got some stuff that's we got to resolve, how to, because that don't happen to nobody else but us. Okay, and drafting uh 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 what's his name? Carter from Penn State, drafting Graham from Michigan, drafting Ashton Genty from Boise State ain't gonna fix inbred problems. We gotta fix them, okay? Before we start doing that. So, and for me, I'm thinking this. I always believe you win as many games as your talent and your coaching ability will allow you to win. So I'm sorry, fans, but we getting our guys back. We're gonna win some games. Now I'm not one of these fools that say, "Oh yeah, man, shoot, we in this thing. We finna go on a run. We finna win 6 in a row. We going to the playoff." Man, pump your brakes. We ain't going no daggone playoffs. Because as much as I do want them to win, I know with our current situation, there's a penalty if we win. All right, there's a penalty if we win. Y'all don't believe what I'm talking about? Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to try this again. Let's see if I can get this right. Let me see if I can get this right. Let's see. It might be this one. No. Maybe this one. No. No. Let's see. Maybe this one. All right, let's go back to that. All right, let's try this. Let's try this again. This is why. Let me show you this. Let me see. All right, let's see here. All right. Yeah, gonna happen here in a minute. Cause I saw this and I was like, man, that's the problem right there. This is the problem right here. I think this might be it right here. Okay. All right. I think this might be no, that's not it. It's not it. All right. All right. It's What's this one? No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Let's see. Is that done? Let's see. Is that it? Was that it? But I thought it was. Nah. All right. Well, I can't find it, people. Um, I can't find it, people. But anyway, to show you what I'm talking about, there was a let me see, maybe this is it here. What was it that I had it right here? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, we're not gonna do with that. We're going back to our thing. All right, I'm done with it. I had it queued up and it didn't stick. So basically, when RJ and Sean and RJ, shout out to 105.3 The Fan, when they asked Jerry about it was one of the best coaching jobs you've seen that we've seen last week, this Sunday. Is it crazy to think that we win a game or two that Mike might be back? And Jerry sat there with a straight face and said, "No, it ain't crazy at all." That's where I am right now. And I'm like, okay, normally I'm like, look, if our talent wins us 6 games, 7 games, and we go 6-11, 7-10, I'm cool with that. Okay. But I gotta pause my brakes, pump the brakes, because if that means we got to bring the same regime back next year, because I could hear it right now. Well, yeah, we had so many injuries. We didn't really have any influx of talent other than the young boys we got drafted. We got so injured, and a lot of players has played that shouldn't have been played. They should have had an opportunity to learn and play limited roles. And really, Mike was up against it, boy. Mike was up against it. So I think we owe it to him to try to just run it back one more year, and I would lose my freaking cookies. Okay, I would lose my cookies if that were to happen. Okay, I would lose my freaking cookies. All right. So I'm all team win. I'm team win. All right, team win. But something Skywalker Steele said today, we're going to ready to close this video. All right. Something Skywalker Steele said. He said when we talked, he was on this video this morning. I watched. He says, "Look, he's him and I are on the same page." Vosh Lombardi came in there mad. What the heck, Turpin doing? Daggum, I'm cutting Turpin right now, or something like that. He called into the show, was saying stuff like that, and so I'm like, look, man, I'm riding the wave. Cowboys win, they can win as much as they want. I'm not, because I don't think it matters if it's Abdul Carter or if it's Michael Williams or if it's James Frazier from Tennessee, the edge rusher, or if it's Ashton Gentry, any of them. If we'll get a good dude, we gotta get some free agents. Okay. And that's what's going to seal the deal. We didn't do nothing in free agency. Okay, he said now we can win as many games as we want. He said I'm not tripping on that. If we drafted 15, I ain't tripping, right? Because because he says now if we win 6 games, 7 games, and we keep Mike, then I might as well tank. And I'm with him on that. If we win so many games that you bring back everybody, I can't have no. Okay, because we'll run back the same thing. Cause we're the kings of the let's run it back. Okay, let's run it back, and you can't run it back because ain't nobody else running it back. Everybody else is stepping it up every year. We're running it back, and you can't just run it back. Okay. Right now, the Eagles look like they're world beaters. I hate to see the Detroit Lions look like they're world beaters right now. Dude, you can't just come back with the same thing and beat them. They're up in the ante every year. You can't run it back, you know. So now we can't run it back. We need Jerry to be the old Jerry. Oh, you know what Jerry I'm talking about? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna get this one right because I saw this one when I was trying to get the other ones. We want this Jerry back.
There is no substitute for winning. I know that's a cliche, but we must win. We will win. Win is the name of the game. I just want to say this. There is no substitute for winning. I know that's a cliche, but we must win. We will win. Win is the name of the game. I just want to say this. There is no substitute for winning. I know that's a cliche, but we must win. We will win. Win is the name of the game. I just want to say this.
Yeah, I want that Jerry back. I want that Jerry back. Okay. We will win. We must win. You bring me back that Jerry right there, and I think we won't have no problems. Look, man, we're looking forward to the Giants game on Thursday for Thanksgiving. I know it ain't the game everybody wanted. I know they want to flex that game because you had Cooper Rush and Tommy DeVito. Maybe it's Tommy DeVito because I think he's got an elbow and some other thing. We might see Drew Lock, whatever. It's not Danny Dime versus Dak Prescott, obviously. Danny Dimes is no longer with the Giants. Dak Prescott is on IR with a torn avulsion of his right hamstring. So we got this game. So I'll probably be back on a day or so or tomorrow at some point, maybe tomorrow night, tonight, later tonight, and talk a little bit about this game and what I'm thinking. I mean, if we go where I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to win that game. We're going to be 5-7. Then we got 10 days off because we don't play again until December 8th, which is on I want to say it's a Sunday. Or is it a Monday? It might be a Monday. I'm not sure. We play the Cincinnati Bengals. And I look for, when we come back, when we play Cincinnati, I look for it. We'll have Bland. We'll have Diggs. We'll have Marshawn Nealon. And we might even have D-Law. Okay. On offense, we're going to have Jake Ferguson, Schoonmaker, and Spran Ford, who played good this week. All those guys at our disposal. We'll have Brandon Cooks. You'll pretty much have everybody on our team that was supposed to have been playing, with the exception of Dak Prescott. And if we win that game, that one might be dangerous if we win, because that would make us 6-7. Then we will start to actually be thinking like, man, we might. What's going to happen after the end of that one? Yeah, Jerry might really entertain bringing Mike McCarthy back instead of tearing this thing down and starting over, which is what I think we should do. But anyway, that's all we got, man. The desk of Uncle Fred. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm sorry for the mishaps. There's some whatchamacallit. Cincinnati Bengals, we need to play them, get into the playoffs, Uncle Fred. Danny, I don't know if you're listening to me or not, man. I kind of don't want us to make the playoffs because I kind of like when you look, man. I feel like I'm one of these people, Danny, that when you do stuff ill-gotten, I don't want you to be rewarded. Like if you stole somebody's identity or stole somebody, I don't want you to do well. I want you to get run over by a truck on the way back. And for how this whole season was mishandled, mismanaged, and if we stagger into the playoffs, it'll make them say, "Well, see, I told you we knew what we was doing," and they didn't. They didn't know what they was doing. Sometimes people got to hit rock bottom for you to figure out what needs to happen. So that's why I'm not saying they ought to win, not lose. I don't want them to lose all their games. I just don't want them to get. I just don't know if I want them to get into the playoffs because they'll feel like they did the right thing, and they like, oh, we just rinse and repeat, and we don't want that. Okay, we don't want to rinse and repeat. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. But oh yeah, that Yeah, that's why I tried to show you that kick return, man. That was one of the best kick returns. Uh, Danny from Santa Monica. All right, man. I appreciate you looking at my video tonight, man. It's just me, you, and one or two other people. So many people are catching it in the morning, I guess. But again, I apologize for the stops and stuff because I was trying to find, and I'm still trying to learn how to share my video, share my screen, and with all the stuff I've looked up and to add context to my videos, um, because you know it's just, I try to add little nuances to my, because when I start adding music and stuff in there, look out and add little sound effects because I'm gonna get all that going too. And look out, man. You ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing when I be able to do all that stuff, man. You ain't gonna be able to tell me a dadgum thing. But yeah, Daddy, if we win that Cincinnati game, that will make this thing kind of dangerous because I think after that we play Tampa Bay, then we play Washington and Philadelphia. And those are all our games. And I don't know. Let's just see where this thing. Let's just see where the ride goes, man. But anyway, that's all I got, man. Please like, share, comment, become a part of the Uncle Fred Sports Experience. For I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Tell somebody else about Uncle Fred, and then if you want to send your boy, a little something, I've listed my uh, Cash App information up there if you want, because I'm not at the point where I'm monetized yet. So if you want to send your boy a little something, whatever, that's fine. That's up on the thing. $ Freddie Fred 822. Capital F. You want to send your boy a little something, you could do just that. And hey, man, we try to keep bringing you videos, keep sharing my content with you guys. All right. But anyway, man, that's all I got, man. Like, comment, subscribe, become a part of Uncle Fred Sports Experience. I just said that. Guarantee you will not be disappointed. Happy Thanksgiving to you if you hadn't already heard it. But be thankful for something and tell somebody you love them today, man, because you might not get that chance the next time. All right, man. Y'all, God bless. We'll catch you guys on the next video.